here is failure to communicate. Some people you just can't reach. And I don't like it any more than you.
With all the information at our fingertips, how can we, the people, become more knowledgeable and then accountable? Welcome to the accountability age. Presenting the great internet debates, hot topic, hot potato, round table discussion. Today is March 3rd, 2021. So let me start by setting the table. This is a bullpen of sorts where the folks here at the table are going to engage in civil discussions about the hot topics of today, of the times. This show is to entertain and still educate the viewers with newsworthy stories of the now. We want to not sling mud at each other, but to stir the mud up and to build bridges and not walls. So moving forward with each hot topic, we have 3 debate rounds, starting with an opening statement, then the response, and then a solution round. And each one should take a minute for each person to get through. And you can see that there's a timer on the clock, and we'll use that as a timer to help each other out so that we can stay on track. And let's see here. And then we're gonna pass the hot potato like that, and I might take it back from you if it gets a little too stale. Okay. All right. So with that said, we're gonna go around the room and introduce everybody, and give you a hot minute to say hello. Starting with. Oh wait! Before we do that, let me introduce the star of the show, who we're featuring. The featured artist is Frank Perez. Frank Perez, raise your hand. All right. He's part of he's from Frank and Vision, and he's one of our correspondents, reporters based in New Jersey, and is also in the band. And a very talented guy. All right. Very talented guy. And just like
you're not supposed to disclose my location.
Hold on a second. And just like Michael Jordan, who plays from when he's sick, Mr. Perez, Mr. Mike is also a little bit sick, and he'll tell you about it later. And he's also a perspiring comedian at times.
Perspiring, yeah. Perspiring comedian.
He and his brother Mike are in a band, and where he plays the bass, I believe. Okay, Mike PZ, raise your hand. He's on the call. All right. And Frank PZ and then Grant. They formed the band The Midnight Thieves with their new music release. Will be featured this week. Okay, so that's who there is. And also Mike PZ just came off with a fighting with his bout with COVID-19 as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as he introduces himself. And so this is a second studio album released independently through Cool Arrow Music Group and The Midnight Thieves. Look for the Light is Look for the Light is a friendly reminder that no matter how dark it feels, everything is still intact. The lead singles are Rise and Beach in Brazil. That sounds good. For those feeling crazy about the quarantine. All right. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and toss this over to Frank PZ. He knows what to do. Here you go, Frankie.
All right. So thanks for having us. It's great to be able to stop by hello again and talk about the music that we're just putting out. Appreciate it, Jay. So what's the topic? What are we talking about tonight? I heard you're considering a move to Texas. Is that true?
No, just introduce yourself. You got a hot minute. I don't know what the minute clock is.
A hot minute? You just said everything. What do I got? You gave him my address, my social security number, you told him my taxes. And
how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I just recovered from COVID. I'm still a little wobbly here, a little woozy. It was weird. About 10 days ago, I was in New York City when they first opened up the indoor dining. And people were wilding, you know what I mean? Like it was intense. it was and so long story short, me and Mike both recovered from this, and it is just, this is all I got to say about that. This is the explanation.
That's the late talk
That's
show.
all I have to
Pussycats
say.
to
Just be
pussycats.
careful out there, guys. Seriously, no. All of a sudden, like I was out of whack, and you know, I mean, I was literally bedridden for like the whole week.
All right. Well, that's your hot minute. All right.
That's my hot minute. Okay. All right. Great.
And thank you for the coming to the show. Okay. Stay tuned.
Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
We're gonna pass that over to Mike PZ. Go ahead, Mike. Say hello, everybody.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Mike Peasy Perez here. I am in the Midnight Thieves, and I am live with you guys. This is great to be here.
Mike looks like he's being held hostage. Is he being held hostage?
No.
He hasn't eaten all of his dinner yet.
I know, man. What's going on over there? You are you okay? Are you in trouble?
I don't think he has pants on. I don't want to say that.
All right.
Memphis, we got a cat over here, Memphis, and she's like running around here acting all crazy. You'll see her right here. Look at, see, she's right.
There you go.
That's good. We're gonna get more viewers now, more pet lovers. I love it. All right, so go ahead. We're gonna pass the ball over to Marvin Cohen. Marvin, go ahead. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, my name is Marvin Cohen. I don't know what you want me to say.
We're introducing ourselves. You're saying hello for a minute. Just say hello, who you are. You got the Our World Peace Park.
Hi, my name is Marvin Cohen. I'm in Salinas, California. I have Our World Peace Park to overcome prejudice through education. Of course, there's so much prejudice in the world. People, they don't even know that they're prejudiced. But anyway, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, I also have other stuff going on in my life, but my primary purpose in life is to get Our World Peace Park up and running and become an international organization.
Nice.
Very good. All right, and thank you for being here as well. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Pass that over there to Steve. Say hello, Steve.
Well, hello. This is always fun here on Wednesday night. My name is Steve Protus. I'm the publisher of Foolish Times, and I do traffic and weather in the morning on KMPI. And when we get off tonight, I do want to talk to Frankie about getting the address of that steakhouse that he had on his blue screen behind him, because he wants this summer. I'm looking for a good meal when I go.
You got it. Route 7.
We'll be rooting at Route 7.
I forget.
Great. There you go. Okay, thank you very much. All right, we'll go over to Michael Houston. Where are you at? Where are you from? What's going on with you, Michael? Welcome to the call, too. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello. My name is Michael, and I am a COVID injectee. I got my first one done last Friday, and you'll be happy to hear I got my shingles shot. I got my flu shot, got my pneumonia shot, and got my pale ale shot. And so I'm happy and goodish, you know. Look forward. I love playing music on the street, as Frank was saying, and I was a year, you know, St. Patrick's Day. I'm like trying to get a gig. You know, can I get into what happened to the places over in Carmel that would have music on St. Patrick's Day? Flanagan's gone. Flanagan's rather. Okay, all right, not a problem. You know, we can go see that. Melville's Tavern. All right, I'm an elk. I can get up there off Mar Vista there, and I can get around a bunch of old people. Then it turns out that if I do, they'll die, and I'm like pushing to keep the thing that let's do the event anyway. And just then they decided they wouldn't let me kill. So I feel like I'm not only a gutter snipe busker, I'm also a failed killer. So what more can I say? The book publishing thing is fun, and that keeps me kind of busy. There's a lot of trauma in the world. I thought I had an interesting life, and then I started meeting these author women who don't write very well, but talk about story. Whoa. So
you got a baked potato over there.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm sure I've gone through my minute and a half.
Are you still doing picture? Are you still doing pictureamerica.org? Are you still doing
picturemonterey.org. The bit, the cameras are getting kind of old, so I'm working with First Night Monterey, and so I've got my best camera sitting over there, and but it's still would do it, if you ever want to have some idiot,
That was really cool. I loved. I shot a lot. I would rent cameras from you all the time and just run amok.
And the price was good.
The price. It was
an old high school friend bought all those cameras on a lucky day when Apple stock went up, and he actually got an Academy Award with Ricky Nelson's ex-wife and Johnny Crawford from The Rifleman, and this old hack, So, and his mom was Ruth Hussey from Philadelphia Story, opposite Jimmy whatever he was, but like Academy Award So he's good guy. He really believed in video could save lives. So
that's awesome.
You got your camera.
I appreciate you doing that over the years. That was really cool. And
right on.
And
cool.
Apple stock, crypto, get in on that, guys. Crypto coming hot.
The kryptonite?
That's the worry.
Kryptonite.
That's a hot topic. Hold on a second.
Sorry.
Okay, let's go ahead and pass it over. Is Carla on the call? Carla, you speaking up? What about your sister? Does she want to speak up? Otherwise, we'll pass it.
Diana,
on the call? All right.
What's up? How's it going? Hi.
Hi, come on in. Say hello.
Are you gonna plug crypto? Is she plugging Bitcoin?
That's running. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right on. All right, let's pass it over to Anthony. Anthony, welcome to the call.
Thank you, sir. I'm Anthony Trino. I'm a comedian and a screenwriter. Just getting over, I contracted the hoax about 6 weeks ago. Yesterday, I pretended to get a vaccination, so I'm feeling great right now. Looking forward to Trump's inauguration as the 19th president tomorrow, so I'm very excited.
Nice.
This is 19.
Very good. Okay, well, I missed that.
It's going to be like the Pope. There'll be 2 or 3 of them at once.
Yes.
Very good. So we got a lot to talk about today, you guys. We can start with the green signs. You want to talk about the green signs, Anthony? You have anything to say about that? I know you put a post up about that.
Remind me, what is the green signs? What is the green signs?
Oh, what's her name? Marjorie Green? Yeah.
Oh.
The transgender congresswoman that put up the signs attacking transgenders. Is that right? The woman that looks like a man who doesn't want transgenders. They should have beat the shit out of her right there in the hallway.
Should have shot her.
Yeah, at the very least. She's such an idiot, and I'm
going to share my screen, okay, Josh?
I cannot believe how how people let that kind of shit fly.
Okay. All right. Now I was gonna show a video of a picture of what Anthony was talking about his post. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, she put the sign. It was the congressperson across the hallway from her has a transgender daughter, and they just passed some transgender right legislation. So she put the flag outside of her office to celebrate that moment. And of course, this lady, Marjorie Green Taylor, decided to put a sign up saying there's only 2 genders or some crap right across from that on her wall outside of her office. So I thought it was a real asshole move, and somebody should have punched her right in her face.
That's rude.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? She's awful.
Yeah, she is an awful person, no doubt about it.
Lisa,
I'm asking Marvin, how does that fit into the Peace Park?
Oh my God, no. But we we accept everyone except somebody like Marjorie Green Taylor. And I don't know how the people in Georgia are accepting her. You know, she's from Georgia. And even the Republicans that were running the election said that the election was good and that Biden won, but Trumpy kept trying to get them to find another 12,000 votes and et cetera. And I don't understand this Marjorie Green. She reminds me of somebody who was on this program last week. You know? And I don't understand what they see in this guy. But from our World Peace Park, that's one of the things that I want to help people is to understand how prejudiced they are and to overcome the prejudice, because the problem is that most people don't like themselves. So they have to join a gang so that they can get a pat on the back and say, oh yeah, okay, you did a great job. Because they don't know how to be happy with themselves. And that's what I want people to start to learn in our World Peace Park. First of all, who they are themselves by going to the different countries where their bloodlines come from and learn about where they came from, where their ancestors came from. Oh, that's another thing that gets to me, is that the first thing Trump did when he got president is just, he doesn't want any immigrants. Well, where the hell did he come from? I mean, if his ancestors then weren't immigrants, then he would have never been here. And look around this room, how many of you would be here if your ancestors never immigrated to America? You see, I don't understand these people. They can't think. They're just
You got a lot of hot topics there, Marv. A lot of hot topics there.
And a lot of goodness.
I gotta stay on this point. So we're talking about this lady who's put this sign up against transgender. Yeah, it's appalling. It's not what we should have. It's not inclusive. The concept of the push is that we're trying to be inclusive in our country, and you can tell who keeps barking at those things seems to be the un-American of the bunch. Anybody else have anything to say about that sign or the signs?
I don't think she represents a majority. I think she's a wacko. Besides her, the other big story about, we talk about gender and equality, is what did they do to Mr. Potato Head?
Oh, right.
I mean, he's Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah. And he's Dr. Zeus. It's okay if he makes fun of Chinese.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, be attacking Richard Scary.
We should be inclusive. I agree with that. And I don't know what happened. Marv, maybe you can explain. Way back when, I don't want to say back in the dark ages. And Michael, you're a couple of years older than some of the people here. Was there like an undertow of people who didn't understand their sexual identity back in the, I would say, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s? Now all of a sudden, everybody goes through puberty and they're confused. And I think we have a right to be confused. And we have a right to be who we want to be. But when you say, who really are we? There is gender involved. You're a man, you're a woman, or you're something else, because those weren't the bodies you were born into. But like I said, going back to Mr. Potato Head, that's a little too far. I mean, how do you explain that to your kids? Mr. Potato Head.
The nutrients of a potato were so slight. The Irish had a massive famine all through the 1850s, and 1 million people died. Now the Africans have got it right. They use sweet potatoes. There are lots of nutrients in that.
Sweet potato.
So I think that's it. They should have just made sweet potato misters.
They should have made Mr. Sweet Potato.
I think you can stuff in anything.
Problem solved.
I just got in the mail today. I just got in the mail today from the Arthritis Foundation that says if you want to help eliminate arthritis, eat sweet potatoes.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So listen,
And
if anybody has any connections with the Mr. Potato Head family, we want them as sponsors moving forward, okay? Because it's a hot topic. And
when you say
prizes,
potato family, you mean all the Irish people or just the people in the Andes?
Thank you.
And Mr. Sweet Potato Head just came out of the closet, you know?
All right. So I was hoping to have a rabbi on the call tonight. Maybe he'll show up soon. Who knows?
Awesome. I was an altar boy.
The Golden Trumps. The Golden Trump out there. What do you guys feel about that? That whole topic of, worshiping this idol of this Trump thing. And then, of course, all of his trumpets and trumpers that were out there. And then I can go down a laundry list of things that he said too. Here, let me just go ahead and do that while I have it on my mind. Okay? All right. So let's see here. Trump said Biden is anti-job, anti-family, anti-borders, anti-energy, anti-women, anti-science. He forgot to say that he's anti-fascist, I think. He said he went from America first to America last, and he is not starting any new party. So he's gonna basically hijack the GOP party, and then he was attacking some of them as it splinters, and he said no more grandstanding Republicans like
God.
Mitt Romney. Under his breath, he sounded like little bitch ass right after that, or little Pence ass. I couldn't understand what he said right after that. If you have it and you watch it, see what he said. I couldn't understand what he said when he's attacking the Republicans. But later in the news, Mitt Romney had a bad fall, and now has a black eye and was left alone for a while. What? And then he was found at his grandkid's house. At least he was brought somewhere safe. Okay. It sounds like Mitt was told at the door, his name was not on the list, and security knocked him out and put him in a safe place. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever someone's blaming a black guy on a fall, that should be cause for concern. I think
right?
Stuff going on.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
I'm just saying, the skeptic in me.
Many of us have fallen after
It lands on their eye.
Yeah, who does that today?
What are the odds?
Yeah, what are the odds? I wonder if there's any betting going on that.
I want to get back to Steve's story because I'm old, and my high school year was 66, and the guys before me were pool hall car guys that thought fighting was cool. And talk about my generation, we're a bunch of stoners, and peace, love, and understanding, except when you stole somebody else's girlfriend. Then they seem to kind of regress. But, I lived, so I'm still here. And what I would like to mention, the Golden Trump, was the artist has explained that the Golden Trump, who looks a lot like the Dennis the Menace, is wearing flip-flops because now he can retire. He has a tie because he's so dignified or some kind of nonsense. And it's like the most comical thing ever. But it's only, you can get it for $100,000, I think. And he hasn't a spare. That's made out of stainless steel. So you've got to see what the artist had to say, because he's a Jesus-loving soul who makes golden calves of former presidents. Weird.
I guess he skipped the Old Testament.
Skip the Old Testament, hey, Gnostics, think ball, man.
It's literally what the... All right.
Mike, put it both on the camera. Put you both on the camera, Mike, please. So
Diana.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you.
What was also nice is the golden statue was made in Mexico. Did y'all see that? It was made in Mexico and shipped here. So,
yeah, just like Mitt Romney. Weren't some of his mothers in Mexico when he was born with his grandfather?
Yeah, that's right. There's something about that.
The Mormons, when
there was a Mormon
moved to Mexico so they could take their wives with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another example of Trump putting America first. He's making shit in other countries. All he does, he just talks a good game, and people accept that because they're used to accepting bullshit with Christianity and all the other religions. So if they'll believe that horse shit, there's a section of politicians that know if they'll believe this horse shit, then they'll believe anything. And that's what they do is they pitch them shit that has no evidence behind it, that has no basis in reality, because they know these idiots will fork over dollars because they've been doing it for Christian God and every other stupid ass religion they've ever come up with.
That is so unfair. If you just stop and consider Buddhism and how much the Rohingya people love it. Oh, wait a minute, that's Myanmar and they're killing them. And so then they went to see their fellow Mohammedan brothers and got stuck on a mud island. And I think the survivors getting told to go back and finish getting genocided in Myanmar. Brotherhood is so beautiful.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
We're going to put you in charge of our far out segment. I know. It's coming. All right. Well, talk about hijacking a party. Okay, so he said in one part, he goes, Biden never said that. We had debates, wonderful debates, and Biden never said that. Do you remember that? That was hysterical. Anyway, and then Trump was going back into the locker room, the female locker room, and getting into women's sports, and that was
at CPAC.
Huh? What about that? Huh?
At CPAC, he did it.
Yeah, at CPAC, he was going on about
see those old ladies. He liked the beauty queens.
Exactly. And then he was talking about election reform integrity then, and I'm like, what? You had the helm for 4 years. What the hell's going on? I mean, and then you lost fair and square. He was going on. He wants kids back in school now for a month. Now he's been hanging out with Barron for a full month now out of office. So he's like, he wants the kids back in school now. Anyway, I digress. I go to my notes. Okay, so do you guys have anything to say about anything that he said or anything that happened there at CPAC?
It was just literally ridiculous. I had a cousin go down there. I don't know if y'all know, there was $7,500, the gold membership, which got you in and you got a threesome with Melania and Ivanka. The silver was $2,500, and that when you got a lap dance for Kayleigh McEnany. For $330 was general admission, but they would waive the general admission if you signed a form and accepted Donald J. Trump as your Lord and Savior. So it was an interesting group of people down there. It was sort of like a high school reunion for a special ed class. It was something else. So they had the Three Stooges speaking, which were Ted Cruz, Madison Cawthorn, and Josh Hawley. And I saw that Mike Huckabee tried to cure Madison Cawthorn and make him walk, but that didn't work. So now he's just a young Greg Abbott, another dumbass in a wheelchair. So that was about all I saw there.
I don't think you should attack people with learning disabilities, but if they manage to damage their own brains by bashing them against brick walls,
absolutely,
they deserve some kind of commentary. I don't know the proper term yet, but self-brain injured?
Yes. Voluntarily brain injured, yes.
And then they can't have sex because they won't fight hard enough against the socialists.
That's right.
So they got to stick with the guys.
What? Okay.
Oh, sorry. This is you've heard this one where you want to be really angry because your privilege is under attack by all these horrible people that come from other places like you did or your family did. So they take a vow of not having sex with women. Then they get really mad at women because they don't have sex with them and go down to Santa Barbara and kill some of them. Ew. Talk about sick. Am I in the wrong planet?
I love Mike.
The answer is yes.
Hey, Michael, have you met Steve? Steve works for a company called Foolish Times, and he writes this crazy far out paper. Have you met him yet?
Remember page 14 where it has the busker's life, the view from the gutter?
Yeah, I remember. I was just trying to do a shameless plug for the paper. Foolish Times and you and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We have no shame.
So let's go out and let's go canvas ads. I mean, I don't know when Elroy is going to start advertising in the Foolish Times. I don't know what's going on there. That dry cleaning place, the one over by Whole Foods, really nice family, do the best work. You know, everybody get out there and hustle. Get Steve ads. Wait. If Steve gets more ads, will I get fewer inches of article space? Don't get him anything.
Everything's going to be okay, Michael. Everything's going to be okay. Calm down. Everything. Put your seatbelt on, Michael. Enjoy the ride. Hey, so Capitol riot hearing is going on today. That's the most recent news. That's just crazy. Is it too soon? Is it too pre-March 4th and March 5th for them to have their heads up their butts to realize that they're going to be attacked in the next couple of days? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Are they talking enough about that in these hearings going forward? I don't know. Those are questions I have about that. And that's going to be happening in the next couple of days. Do you guys know anything about that? What I just said about the March 4th and March 5th concern about this insurrection again or whatever and all of that?
I think Marvin is our expert on violence.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly what these Q idiots are saying is March 4th used to be the day we inaugurated presidents before 1933. So they're saying Trump is going to be inaugurated tomorrow and he will be our 19th president because this will be the 19th president inaugurated on that.
Wait. You don't count Jefferson Davis?
No, well, they should. He's more of a god, not a president.
He was no more white racist than the rest of them, but.
Right. So that's their whole idea is that's going to happen tomorrow. So as we were talking about before we got on the air, tomorrow when that doesn't happen, they should just take them all out with machine gun fire, whoever showed up for the idiot Trump inauguration. We have to weed these people out. So I'm waiting for the next idiot theory after tomorrow doesn't happen. It is just like religion. They keep moving the date of Jesus coming. So yeah, it's just, they're so stupid. I don't know how we've ever functioned as a country with the section of idiots this large.
That's a little bit like when Richard Pryor's father died on top of a 15-year-old prostitute, and he said he came and he went.
Yes.
Richard Pryor's funny, dude.
I mean, he's the MJ of the whole thing, right?
That's right. All right. So, anybody else got anything to say about the Capitol riot hearing? Marvin, I got a question for you.
I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Huh?
What's the question?
Mr. Marv.
So, you were talking about the Interpol and different police communications and things like this, and they had a serious breakdown with the communication with the whole deal, from the warnings prior to it happening, and then the day of, and then, I mean, if you even watch any live television, you would see that they were heading down there. You know,
it was a collaborative experience between the rioters and the Pentagon.
They were heading down there. So what I recognize in the news, the guy said that normally it would take 20 minutes to get 150 people down to the Capitol building, and it didn't happen. And they put all these different people in the way to get the order put through. And then, Anthony, I know you're in the military, so I want you to hear your take on that. But, Dad, do you have any take on communication within the police world? I mean, you had some take on that before.
Yeah, I think that that there were a lot of people in the police world who read that information, but were part of the Trump movement. And so they didn't want to say anything because they knew what was going to happen. And so they just kept quiet. That's what I think.
So they just didn't get the email yet.
What?
So I just didn't get the email yet. I didn't see it. Right?
Yeah. The acting chief.
I got 1,000 emails a day. I didn't see
because it was
yours.
bad optics.
What was that?
The acting chief of staff of the Defense Department didn't want to send the National Guard in because it would be bad optics for National Guard people to beat up middle-aged white people.
Yes.
Right.
That's it. Michael just hit it on the head. That's exactly what this is about. We know that racists are in the police force, and we know that racists are in the Trump party. And there was a more than a 3-hour delay between asking for the National Guard and the Pentagon approving. That was a setup. There were inside people in the Pentagon, there are inside people in the military, there's inside people. They knew this was coming. They gave tours of Congress the day before of this, so they know what hallways to go down, what doors to enter. This was a plan, and it was an inside job. And the question is, are we going to find out who was part of the inside job? We know who gave tours, so that's a good starting point. And if you watched Hawley and Lee, the two senators or representatives, I don't know which they are, in the hearing, they were definitely trying to find out what kind of information the FBI has with phone records, because their asses are implicated. So it's definitely an inside job. People, I don't know that they know it was going to result in death. I think they're shit talkers like most of these hillbillies are. They were just talking shit. Next thing you know, a couple people got killed and overran the building. Like, oh shit, now we're actually in a fight, and it lasted 2 hours and they killed 5 of their own idiots. But still, it's an inside job. And I hope we get to that and who was involved in that, because those people definitely need to do prison time.
Anthony, I believe in second chances. One of the friends got kicked out of the White House. So his brother took over and did the job better. And he didn't need Russian help. He did it with the president of the United States.
That's right. Yes.
Absolutely. Flynn was keeping back the military is held back for political reasons, because the optics don't look good until the rioters are crashing through the Capitol. That's fucking
right.
nuts,
Which was interesting, because they were not concerned about the optics at all when it was Antifa and it was Black Lives Matter. They weren't. They had a shitload of National Guard ready with weapons for these non-violent protesters. But the moment a group of white people, and it's amazing, I'm watching these idiot white people, and I'm a white person, I hate to admit it, but I'm watching them now say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know this was going to happen. Because white people believe to apologize after the fact is going to get their dumbasses off.
Right.
Because they've seen it happen before. If those had been black people storming that Capitol, we would still be picking up dead bodies with bulldozers off the streets.
Anthony, I was raised.
They would have made that call.
You have to know it's seriously wrong, offend God, and do it anyway. These guys, had it was good optics. They didn't beat up white people.
Go ahead, Michael. You got a full minute.
It comes down to it. What was his name? The head guy in the Senate,
O'Connell? Not O'Connell?
Yeah.
McConnell?
Much loved.
Yeah.
At the end of his statement, he said the courts will handle Trump. And I really believe that he said that because he knew that the real instigator behind this whole movement was Trump. And he got all these government employees to keep their mouths closed and to let these rioters come in and try to. I think he really wanted to get rid of Pence because he was afraid Pence was going to pull the 25th Amendment on him. He was really afraid of that, I think.
Well, we saw if y'all remember, we've seen the military be complicit in this kind of shit before when Milley marched down to the church. Y'all remember that?
Yes.
And then a few days later apologized, hey, I shouldn't have done that. But his ass is still in his position. He should have been removed because he's not allowed to do that. But he did it anyway because Trump pressured him. So his ass should have been removed. And I can promise you the military was involved, part of the military. And Flynn, Michael's exactly right. Flynn's behind this. The idiot that dresses like the Joker, I can't remember his name. Who is it, Michael? Who is it?
I can't think of
the joke was too good. Sorry, I forgot his name.
Yeah, so I can't remember his name. Roger Stone.
Roger.
Yeah. He was involved in this. Some of the people that were there for protection for him were involved in this. And we've now got a senator's husband, had one of the stickers on his car, of the 2% or the 3%. So we're never going to get Trump on this, but if we could get everyone up to Trump is smart enough to get the idiots to do the dirty work, so he never gets his hands dirty.
You know, Anthony's not dealing with the Jersey gaming board. He's dealing with the IRS this time.
Yes.
You know, the banks, you know, they passed the money around and they got okay. The working class guys in the casinos all got laid off. The contractors got stiffed. But the IRS, they kind of like their money. And the current administration doesn't seem inclined to stop them so much.
Right.
We'll see.
Yes, I believe that's the only way they get him is IRS. You're exactly right. But they won't get him for this Capitol insurrection. They will never get him for that because he kept, I think he always keep this perfect phone call, this other shit. He always does just enough to skate free because
I
he's
think
a
he's gonna
lifetime.
look good in orange.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope you're right, Michael.
The orange man is.
I will throw a party nationwide if they put his ass away. Believe me. He's been a criminal his whole life. These people that are new to Trump amaze me. I'm 55 years old. I've been watching Trump since the 70s. The NFL wouldn't let him in because he has mob ties and he doesn't have the money he says he has, not even remotely close. Banks in America refused a loan to this clown. He's been a criminal his whole shitty life. And somehow idiots came together and go, hey, we'll elect this moron to be president. And what he did, it's a huge clusterfuck. That's what he did.
He did. And then we got bored enough that enough of us didn't reelect him and he was shocked.
Yes.
How much bombast can you take? You got to have some good material now and again. You know that.
Yeah, but what really shocked him just recently was he put these guys into the Supreme Court and they went against them.
Yes.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. And you know something that's never pointed out is in neither one of Trump's elections, he did not beat the numbers of Mitt Romney. So when people were always saying, hey, this was a Trump movement, no, it wasn't. Romney got a greater percentage of the vote when he ran. There was no Trump wave. There was no any of that shit. It was they picked this clown and the asshats came out and voted for him, but not in a bigger percentage than Romney. So there was no Trump movement ever.
Right.
And with the new Trump money that's campaign money that Trump's going to be getting right now from all this, I just found out that his next book is going to be called From the Beach House to the Big House and somehow back to the White House. I don't know. But, or just
would you vote for his daughter if she ran in 2024?
For some place in China, yes. I think she should be in the assembly in China.
Yes.
What is she running for?
I think she's the one who's going to run for president. Imagine her running for president in 2024. I think she'd be a force to be reckoned with.
Did she speak over the weekend?
No, but I think he's done. I don't see him trying again. But I mean, I could be wrong. He could be an egomaniac and just.
Oh, we're praying for strokes, Mick. Come on, Frank. He can die.
He teased it. He teased it out there. He dangled
he's
the
getting up there. Why can't the guy just ride off in the sunset and eat ice cream in Mar-a-Lago and just have a good time? You know, I mean, he already got the presidency when everybody said he wasn't going to get it. You know, like he already.
I think they're pushing Laura Trump, which is what the wife of Eric. They're pushing her for senator, I think, in one of the states.
He's talking.
The one that can put three sentences together. Because if you've ever heard Ivanka talk, she's as big an idiot as Trump. She's not the best speaker. But that Laura Trump seems to be able to put some sentences together. Doesn't mean she's not qualified or anything else, but still, they seem to be pushing her.
And Gavin's old girlfriend, Guilfoyle.
Yes, that's right. Yes,
she's an entertainer. You like people yelling at when they're on speed. Just walk down Alvarado Street or turn on your TV.
Yep. I hate to say it, I missed the drama. Anybody else? I hated his guts, but I loved the drama. You know what I mean?
Well, there's new drama. There's new drama. Now you got Kumo out there, and Andrew Kumo and what he's got.
Kumo
connections happening out there.
Kumo.
All right. He apologized. He goes, he didn't know he was making women uncomfortable, and he rejected the call to resign. Hey, I didn't know.
I think he should be a senator in Minnesota
all these years either.
Al Franken got screwed though. I mean,
that's true. Al Franken was a pretty good writer on SNL. I got to give him credit for that.
Furthermore, the script that he was writing for the lady he was trying to get to jump on had been written 3 actresses earlier. So it was like, oh, well, you know. We got Gomashar now. Is that who we got? Amy's good. She kicks.
So, we've only got one woman. Let's hear from the woman on this, please. What do you think about the Como? He's got 3 sexual harassment. I guess 3 women have come out and said he said something inappropriate. Should he lose his job for that?
Careful, Michael's listening.
You're asking?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does he like
lose his job just because Trump didn't lose his job for all those accusations, all the allegations that were against him? He had like over 20, and he's the president.
Yes.
I mean, if he lets people die in old folks' homes, why would you make him quit just because he hits on women?
Right.
Yeah, he did do that, didn't he? A lot of people died on
he didn't do it.
I'm sorry, that was it.
But it's Lisa, right? Your name's Lisa?
No, it's Diana.
Diana, tell us again. So you have anything else to say, Diana? About anything that we've talked about?
It's a fun show. I appreciate everybody who's like speaking up about this stuff because I know what you're talking about, and it's.
You're bipolar too?
What? No, I didn't say that.
So here's my question for you, Diana. If you I don't know if you're married, that's your boyfriend, but if I asked you out and you rejected me, is that sexual harassment?
No, but
wait.
I have not heard the stories of what the women are alleging.
Right.
So I don't know anything. If I were to hear the story, I'd have a different opinion.
Yeah. This one, I'm going to step out and on the landmine on this one. We're going to have sexual harassment in levels like we have murder. Okay, because from what I understand, he put his hands on one of their shoulders. He asked another one, hey, would you ever date an older man? And the other one he asked out. Okay, for that lady to say that was unwanted advance, fucker, I don't know it's unwanted till you say no.
Right.
Okay,
That's right.
Right, it was really like those 3.
That's
right now.
This is not appropriate.
But I read one
where
he kissed her. He kissed the woman. The one that I read.
That was Biden.
Yeah, he kissed her on the cheek.
Picture just before he kissed her, I think, that somebody took.
Yeah, so
yeah.
we got to stop making, because I'm a liberal, but sometimes liberals go too far. And this is one of the instances. The Me Too thing was going too far. Anytime a woman makes a charge, it should be investigated. But I know a bunch of lying hoes. So I'm not going to take it seriously, and I'm not going to believe it happened until there's evidence. Okay, so I used to do jokes about this on stage. Bill Cosby had an accuser said Cosby raped her twice. How the fuck do you get raped twice? You gave him a mulligan? How does that happen? Okay, you're an adult. At some point, we have to have the Louis C.K. got in trouble because he started jerking off, and 2 comedians continued to sit there. After 7 minutes and it was over, they complained. I'm like, if you didn't like it, get your ass up and leave.
Right.
Okay. Or commend him on his stamina or something.
Yes,
hey,
exactly.
In defense of liberals, they stopped favoring slavery eventually.
Yes, of course.
Except for sexual slavery.
The roofie thing, she could have not assumed that it was him the first night and then realized it was him the second night. So
he was drugging everybody. So I mean, how any of them remembered anything is amazing.
Well, I don't. What was that?
Bill Cosby was drugging him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And he was old, so they had to be separate nights. I don't think it was good for a twofer. I don't know.
Which
I don't know.
Yeah, I always found some humor in that and would bring it out on stage that Bill Cosby was drugging everyone. So does every guy that goes to a bar trying to get ass.
Yeah, buy a drink.
They're drugging a guy.
Buy a drink.
Exactly right. So every guy and every woman has ever participated in that exchange. So absolutely, we should believe the woman that comes forward with a charge, but to try to equate asking someone out, to try to equate touching someone's shoulder to rape, and the consequences are the same. I'm not buying that.
I'm with Anthony. I think it's more like murder.
Yeah, all those kind
there should be levels of sexual harassment.
And I mean, eventually you get the hottest cold and the coldest hot, and you get from a really high or low grade of sexual harassment. And as you say, it's just murder in the 5th degree or something.
Right. Exactly.
You're not allowed to touch another person. And, there's battery and there's no intent to injure battery. And if you don't have permission to put your hands on someone's shoulder, some people are touchers when they talk. That's battery. No.
Steve, would you keep my wife out of this?
What these guys are doing is they're just taking advantage, and it's not cool. And then they are testing the water. How far could I go with this? How far can I go? And for Como, he's an idiot. He is really an idiot. He's going to get a walk. He's going to get a pass on this. And but I think this is pretty much the end of his political career. But he'll end up as a commentator.
I think he's gonna end up on a beach with Chris Christie and the guy from Texas. They're all gonna be hanging out.
Melendez?
Like
Is the Melendez guy who's got the friends with the islands and takes them off and he does legislation and has a nice time on the island?
Yeah.
I don't want to go. I'd rather be with different people.
You know, that goes both ways, though, too. And, you know, talk about the Me Too movement. You can't come out 5 years. I mean, I work with women in my office, and they say the same thing. You can't come out 5, 10 years later and spew this stuff.
If you've got an exploitive, domineering boss, what do you think they're going to say?
Yeah, no, it's got to be real time. And
I can promise you, if someone breaks into my car tonight and I wait 5 years to report it, no one's going to believe my ass.
Right. That's right.
It's that simple. And that's what I was trying to make in my stand-up routine. I was like, we have to have adult rules. And those rules apply whether you have a vagina or a penis. If there's a crime committed, your ass has to report it. And I'm a counselor. I understand victimology and Stockholm syndrome. I don't give a shit. You're an adult. If you believe a crime's committed, you report it. If you don't report it, then a crime wasn't committed. Period. That's how.
And I don't care if you're schizophrenic or bipolar or been drugged out of your mind.
No, I don't agree with that. That's
Which
like
one?
Assuming everybody has that type of personality to want to talk about this stuff. Something very personal. You don't want to just go to the cops, especially if you know that they're not going to do anything. That's the ongoing story here. A lot of women don't want to go to the cops.
Well, they go to their college counselor, and the guy will get possibly suspended after their reputations are destroyed.
There's not a lot of options for women. All I'm saying is, like, anywhere you go, like, I worked several jobs. I've worked different industries, and there's certain things I've never reported, but it doesn't mean that they were, like, okay or, like, you know?
So how do we fix
it? I did report. They didn't go anywhere, so...
Okay, how do we fix, and that's true of most crimes. Most crimes that are reported are not solved. And I'm totally with you. This is a male-dominated society. If I was a woman, I'd be a lesbian. Okay, I would not even deal with men. I absolutely promise you, men are shit.
Wait. I want to be a lesbian.
Okay, well, we can get together then.
There's your married Mike.
I've been lying about you.
But people always make that statement. And the fact is, as a man, if I come home and my family's murdered on the floor in front of me, my entire family, and I call that in.
Well, after you put the gun down, you mean?
If I call that in, immediately the number one suspect is who? Me.
You.
I'm the one questioned. I'm the one given a third degree for the next 3 days, and I'm not the one guilty. That's
totally.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, exactly. So there's
now we have DNA that comes along.
As long as we're not reporting the crimes, there's no solution to this.
Well, how are you going to get all the bodies out of the house?
You put them under the floor. You don't even got to get them out of the house.
Smartphones. Get those phones out and just get as much video and documentation as you can and burn some asses if that's what it takes. But
there's apps out
it's
there.
a blessing. It's a curse and a blessing at the same time. These smartphones, I think,
you
because you have evidence if you need it. You have and it's, by the way, I want to put this out there. It's legal to record as long as one party involved in the situation is aware of. It's just legal to record. You can push record in your pocket, and that's going to hold up in court, basically, in California, at least. I remember that.
And try to stay.
I'm recording all of you right now.
But these poor simple guys, if you meet a girl and it's almost like, and because there's apps, I know a guy, he showed it to me. He goes, you gotta say, okay, I am Joe Blow and you're Donna Blow, and we're gonna have sex tonight, right? And there's apps for that, and it's covering people's asses. Like, where's the romance? Where's the spontaneity in this? And when you go to that extent, it's like, you know what, we ain't even gonna do this because it's all bullshit in the end. And but that's where our society is right now.
Romance is dead because you killed it, Steve.
Swipe up, baby. Swipe up.
No, I want to say something.
Yes.
Go ahead, Marvin.
I want to say that I think that the girls were jealous. The third girl was jealous of the other two. And so they had to come out and say something. I want to tell you, probably you all remember Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah.
Well, Monica Lewinsky was enjoying what she was doing, and Bill Clinton was enjoying it too. And so some girl was jealous, and she brought up the charges. And it's just like these three girls here with Andrew Cuomo. Maybe one of them really wanted to jump in the sack with him. And so she came out and said he touched her or whatever. And then the other two girls followed suit, just like whoever was jealous of Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton.
Linda Tripp.
Linda Tripp.
It was Linda Tripp.
And all those other ladies with the big hair were lying. Because I remember there was like an attorney, it went on for years.
Yeah.
And they finally got him for Monica after he didn't kill his real estate guy.
Right.
Hey, do you guys know how
Why
Monica
did they do Pizzagate after that? I don't get it. Why, like, if he likes big-haired ladies, why does he want to do porn with kids and sell them in Chicago and Washington pizza parlors?
Yeah, it's out of the basement that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Michael, on that note, how did Monica Lewinsky get involved with the internship at the White House?
Why do I suspect this is a preset joke? She just got lucky. She was an LA kid, nice family.
Through the Head Start program.
Nice.
So, I wrote it a long time ago, but it kind of parlayed anyway.
Came back. How did Warren G. Harding die in San Francisco?
Say it again?
How did Warren G. Harding, the 1920 president of the United States, die in San Francisco?
I don't know.
He had a heart condition, and then the crazy doctors bled him to death under the orders from his wife. Ew.
The conspiracy behind that, huh?
No, it was ignorance. I mean, she really believed that bleeding people would heal them.
Oh yeah, they used to like leech people back.
Yeah, but not in the 20s. I mean, by then they knew about bacteria and stuff. But Mrs. Harding, she was an old-fashioned lady.
That's how they got the chips in you back then, is they'd bleed you and put the chips in, and that would go against
it looks like they're taking it out, but really they're putting in chips.
Exactly.
So before we move on to the musical and the viral stuff, there was a new song written about all that going on, but with the women and everything, and it goes like this: "To all the women I've massaging before, to all the ones in and out my door." Okay, so anyway, moving on. I'm not the musician in the group. I'm just trying to write jokes and make it along.
Hey, you guys,
Marvin didn't disown you. That was nice.
you guys want to talk about Lady Gaga and her dog walker?
I think we found the unsung crooner of our generation here. We got
thanks.
get you in the studio, Jay.
I don't think unsung means not able to sing, though.
There's another story out there, and it's Lady Gaga and her dog walker. And this guy, I saw the video of him getting shot. That was really shitty. And she got her dogs back, and he was really happy about that. I don't know if he was happier about the dogs getting back to her or that he was alive. And, I hope they do catch those guys. I hope they just ask him why. Why did you do this? Why did you shoot this guy?
Yeah.
Why'd you shoot him?
Yeah. And then they can let him go because if it's a good story.
I think so. It's New York.
Hey, Stevie, did they know that was her dogs? Was that their intent to take her dogs?
No.
Wow.
I don't think they have any. They have anyone they're looking at. And
they're just dog lovers.
Are you sure?
That's a dog lover.
I think that's going to come out.
So,
angry dog lovers. Yeah, that makes sense.
But how did this guy qualify? I want that job. How do you qualify to be like some rich person's dog walker? That's a great job.
I'll put you in contact with my sister. She used to do that.
Nice. Okay.
After she finished being a county council in Alameda.
Oh.
You have to walk other people's dogs first.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you can practice with that. Yeah.
So on that note of music, I want to turn it over to Mike and Frank and let you guys talk about, your experiences with the COVID experience, and then also working through it and finding your positivity with creating this album that you've got done.
And
is that
maybe
okay
they'll be
with
negative
everybody?
next time.
What's that?
Maybe their positivity will help them to get to score negative the next time they get tested for COVID.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Frank,
Well, Mike did test negative.
Good jokes are fast,
recently,
long with
right?
you.
I think that's it.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. So, yeah, no, I just think that like through having or being tested positive for it, I got tested positive for it early in February, and I went through like a bunch of symptoms and all that, and it was really a real pain, like dealing with it and self-quarantine and all that. But through that, I just kept thinking like, I'm gonna get through this somehow. I'll run it through, and I just kept a positive mentality. And just was, I kind of got inspired too, like as I was, quarantined, just to like start writing and start just, coming up with some stuff. And, I sent some stuff to my bandmates and to, to friends as well and family and all that. And I just kept like trying to see like some kind of a connection to how I could make this a positive thing. I was just trying to be as positive as possible.
Were you ever afraid?
What's that?
Were you ever afraid?
That you would drown in your own lungs?
Yeah, I mean, because like I was like when I was had the flu and the fever at the same time, it was really like just kind of I was like hot and cold, and I was kind of wondering like, oh, like this is not good, and I kept coughing, and I was just like, am I gonna cough my lung out, one of my lungs out or something, I just was resting, and I was taking the vitamins and some medication and stuff, and I just tried to take it easy. And I even went for like a walk at one point just to kind of get out and like move. And even that kind of like strained me. I felt like really fatigued after, and I only walked like for about like 10, 15 minutes. And so I just walked back inside and just laid down again.
It's kind of like the lady in the ICU said to the nurse, I don't believe in COVID. And the nurse said, you're dying. I said, I don't believe it.
Oh, gee.
Well, how did it feel to you, Mike? Was it you couldn't get your breath, like you couldn't take a deep breath and bring your air in, or you just felt exhausted faster?
I felt more exhausted fast than it, like how you said. And I was just really trying to catch my breath certain times, and especially like at night and when it was cold, and I was, I kind of almost like panicked. I remember one of the days I almost kind of like went into a panic, but then I had to like catch myself. But other than that, like it was more like a respiratory thing. Yeah, definitely like with breathing and that cough like lasted even a little bit after.
Are you still having symptoms? Any symptoms? Anything left over?
I think just like maybe just still like the fatigue, like with me getting really tired really easy. Like when I lose energy.
Can you taste and smell everything?
Yeah, no, I can taste and smell everything again. And at that time, I couldn't really. That was the thing too. Yeah, I couldn't smell. Like that was more stronger than the taste, though. Like not smelling, it was definitely more, stronger.
I think for you, that's probably for the best. When you take out the boots, I just.
Oh. You can't smell the homewood pies. You can't smell.
Mike wears the Western boots to this day. He's like rocking the, they got there's no air flow in there, man. You gotta like.
I still play accordion.
I disinfected my place after, I was like hitting everything and cleaning and stuff. Took out that black moss in my restroom.
Oh, right on.
I don't think that was a contributing factor, but I had time to clean it.
Probably black mold's not good.
Did you figure out where you think you might have got it?
Yes, it was passed at my workplace. one guy who came in was showing a lot of symptoms of being sick. And I wasn't working like close to that guy, but like somehow he crossed, or it crossed to me, and like 4 other people got sick.
Admit it, Mike. You got it through sexual harassment. Is that what happened? Tell us.
Man, if I did.
You said no, and you got sick.
Mike, to be fair, I think Anthony has a better chance of being a super spreader because he's telling jokes nonstop.
Did you get sick, Diane?
That's so funny.
No,
I see Diane shaking her head like, well, that explains the erectile dysfunction now. Great. You guys are wonderful. Glad you're feeling better, man. Glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Right on.
Yeah.
So let's just check in. Josh, we're going to play the video here pretty soon of their band. Which album is it that we're playing, or what song we're playing again? I'm sorry.
The song is called Casablanca. And it's off of Look for the Light. The new record just came out.
Yeah?
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So before we play that, we sound off and play the music. Next week, we have Pete Anderson. He's a local author here. Let me just right here for a second.
Hold on, go back in.
And I'll put some information out there on the Facebook.
Wait. We were talking about touching people's backs. Now we've got somebody with a sniper sight set to the lady's neck through her long, beautiful tresses.
You got to speak up, Michael. All right, so we're going to be playing this song here. Frank or Mike?
Yeah.
Any other insight before we play it, or anything about the illness or staying healthy and well through it all?
Through it all, it's just, like our bodies have the necessary things that we need to fight off the virus, I believe. And, for anybody who does, get symptoms or test positive, I just, would recommend to
have a laugh.
Have a what?
Have a laugh. Keep your hope up. I mean, it really. I mean, that's.
Because
I was watching a lot of comedy this last week just to kind of just stay afloat because it got really dark and bleak, But it's important to let your mind, your soul is the rudder of it all. So you just
And I mean, I think Se Puede song. That now that Trump's out of the White House, we can call it La Casa Blanca.
Yeah, La Casa Blanca.
It's funny. The title is kind of just it was.
Marrakesh was gone. Let's say Marrakesh and Tangiers. You got to do someplace else.
It's not political. Let me just put it that way. Or maybe it is.
Well,
are we playing it? Are we playing the clip, or
is
do you get a little break while it plays?
Is it a bongo song?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
We got to get you on bongos, Mr. Houston.
close you can taste, so far from embrace. They say love will find a way and answer all I call in those flashing frames that pass the time. Is there anything real that's left to find? When a soul fills every corner of your mind, someday you'll see, someday you'll be on the other side of the tragedy. The light that's left in you, all I see. Shine bright is dim, the dark is day. You're the light that's left. They say love will make a way and answer all their call. In the flashing phrase, as they pass the time, is there anything left to find?
The year of loss in review. Looking at 2020 so clearly now in the rearview mirror. In January, the year started out like most, with hope for the future. Trump's impeachment trials were just beginning on January 16th. Then, the trials and tribulations began when a star athlete, Kobe Bryant, and his daughter, Gianna, only 13 years old, died in a tragic helicopter crash, just being a dad and supporting his kids' basketball team, with others also. In the same paper, the discussion of COVID-19 race for a vaccine and a death related to COVID-19 on the same day. Then on February 6th, many horrible stories from Italy of being overwhelmed with the coronavirus and its rising death toll. Trump was acquitted. He was still our leader. Trump did shut down the airplanes to China. Good job, just not enough. Who won the Super Bowl? The 49ers lost to Kansas City Chiefs. Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old African-American woman, was fatally shot in her Louisville, Kentucky apartment on March 13th when white plainclothes officers riddled her door with bullets without notice. Protests began for Breonna. On March 16th, the day before green was good, we shut down the country as a result of COVID-19 and little green particles floating in the sky looking for our noses. COVID-19 closure was in full swing. It was a March Madness. At the end of April, the US Navy and Pentagon says UFOs are real. Duh, as if we didn't know. I think this is when I called Josh and said, hey, what are you doing? Can you help me with a show concept? And he said, Nanu Nanu. In May, we stopped to mourn the loss of so many on Memorial Day. Then the next day, George Floyd was murdered by the police in Minneapolis, Minnesota in broad daylight. This stirred up the Black Lives Matter organization into full swing. All over the world did it breathe in protests to this public murder. In June, Ahmaud Arbery was shot jogging while black in Georgia. Continuing the racial tension and divide, Rob Reiner, a comedic genius of old, also was taken in June. In July, we lost John Lewis, a great national icon who followed the footsteps of MLK's nonviolence mindset. Herman Cain, who ran for president, also sadly died from the coronavirus. We also lost Regis Philbin, a fellow game show host who holds the longest record of just being on TV. Charlie Daniels was also negotiating with the devil during this month. And Hugh Downs, a household name and newscaster, passed away. August shook the lives around here with the death of a local rock star, Troy O'Shan. Then, to the likes of Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther. Both were amazing entertainers and human beings. September, we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg, another national icon within the Supreme Court. In October, we lost the guitar virtuoso Eddie Van Halen and one of our 007 secret agents, Sean Connery. The Miami Heat also lost to the Lakers, who won in the bubble at Walt Disney World the NBA championship. The Tampa Bay Rays lost to the Los Angeles Dodgers, who took the World Series. In November, we lost another great TV game show, Alex Trebek from Jeopardy! We also lost Darth Vader, actor David Prowse. Then in December, we lost another Star Wars actor, the original Boba Fett, Jeremy Bulloch. Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley, David Lander, also passed. And on December 17th, the Electoral College voted out Trump. Congratulations to Biden and Harris. 2020 is not over, but it has taken so many lives, and we want to take a moment to honor the many that passed away from COVID-19 and natural causes.
We're live? We're live now, yes. 2020 is over. Yes. In a couple weeks, it'll be a whole year.
2020.
Hey, come on, man.
Bravo.
Gangster.
Próspero Año Nuevo. First night, everybody.
All right. It's been fun.
Good
Thanks
fun.
for having us.
Adios.
Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
good to see you guys. It's been too long.
Yeah.
I drank one beer in an hour.
Right.
That's amazing.
And Frankie, thank you very much for being on the show tonight. Anything else? Any wise words of wisdom you got there, Mike?
Yes. Oh, damn it. Stay positive. Let's get through this together. It's going to be a great year. We got to make the best of it.
And this time, it's a good year to shoot up.
Yeah.
I mean, not yourself.
Sorry. I thought
Who said that?
you're talking about the vaccines. Okay.
Oh, okay, guys, you got
See
this.
your local drug dispensary soon.
Adios, amigos.
Never a good idea.
Hey, this has been a great show, you guys. Thank you, Michael, for joining the call, everybody. Marvin,
Thank
Steve,
you, guys.
Diane, Mike, Frank, Carla, everybody else out there in Facebook and YouTube or Twitch land. Thank you for joining us.
TikTok,
See us
man.
next week at 6 p.m. on Wednesday night for 6-ish or so we can get our stuff together. But yeah, thank you for joining.